Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your support the last 6 months. I started my channel back in August of 2020. I had zero goals for my channel when I first started it. All I wanted to do is share my experiences with you. So I bought my boat back in February of this year, or of last year, 2020. Started getting all my tackles, started getting all my fishing poles, getting my setup, getting out on the river. I mainly fished the New River in North Carolina. Then I started venturing out to the Neuse and the Trent River out of New Bern, North Carolina. I live around tidal waters, so one of my goals is to figure out these tidal rivers during the spring, summer, fall, winter, and then as I was developing my skills as far as throwing a variety of baits, from crankbaits, from drop shot, from Ned rig, spinner baits, I mean, you name it, Texas rig, Carolina rig, all the different types of techniques. What I really wanted to do was I wanted to try my hand at tournament fishing. So started filming my fun trips out on the river. Started off, I had a few videos that my wife came along with. Guys, they were just fun. I didn't catch much fish when I first started off, and then one day it just clicked, and I understand the way that those tides cause those fish to set up, how the current would cause those fish to set up, how the change in water temperature cause those fish to set up. And so this tackle, the success on this tackle is going to start with the video y'all watched me on the Tar River, where I placed 3rd place in an American Bass Anglers tournament. And guys, I'm going to share with you right now what bait I had success on during that tournament. I went out the weekend prior and fished the tar. Never fished it before, and I wanted to try a whole new technique because, guys, I don't know, like the techniques I was using before is I take a Ned rig, I run up and down a bank, I would hit key locations, not catch fish. I throw a wacky rig, occasionally I'd catch fish, but I wasn't catching the quality fish for a tournament. So YouTube has been my friend, Bass University's been my friend, and just studying bass behaviors, talking to locals, talking to buddies that fish, and I don't know what it was, but that practice day, I wanted to pick up and fish a straight tail worm. This is a Zoom trick worm, watermelon red, and what I do with this worm is I rig it Texas style. I do not peg the weight. I tie it on there normally with a Gamakatsu, either 2-0 or 3-0 hook or 3-aught hook. And I'll Texas rig this. I'll rig this with a tungsten bullet weight. And guys, I fish the bank. I fish the bank a lot. So normally the water I'm targeting is no more than 5 foot deep. So you don't need a really heavy weight to get that bait down there really quick. You want that bait to have just a subtle fall when it goes down. So what it's going to do is, you don't want to peg it, you want that weight to go to the bottom, and then you want this to kind of shimmy down. But if the weight's too heavy, when you throw up around cover and you throw up around stumps or whatever the case may be, that weight sometimes will get lodged into roots and stuff, and you won't be able to get it out of there. And what will happen is you'll pop it too hard, and your hook is what it's going to do. It's going to pull through the plastic, and you're going to get hung up a lot. So go with a lighter weight. And this is a tungsten H2O Express. Guys, it doesn't matter what tungsten you go out there with. I don't care if you go buy the most expensive brand. I don't care if you buy the cheapest brand. Go buy a tungsten. Go to your local academy. Go to your local Dick's Sporting Goods. Hell, go to Walmart. Buy you a tungsten weight and buy you some Zoom trick worms. All right. So go buy you some Zoom trick worms. Rig it up Texas style and cast it out there, no more than 30, 40 feet from the boat, working the banks. And I promise you guys, if you fish slower, you fish key locations, you're gonna catch fish on this. And during practice on the Tar River the weekend prior, I figured out this was the deal, and particularly the watermelon red. This exact bait right here that I'm giving you is the bait that I had my success on. Come tournament day, I had one of these tied on. The next bait that I'm going to show you I had tied on, and those are the two baits that I stuck with throughout the whole tournament. I brought home 3rd place in my 2nd ever American Bass Anglers tournament. So this is a bait I wanted to give to you guys. So if you're fishing this brown water tidal river system, where would I throw this? I would throw this around structure. I would throw this around stumps. I would throw this around root systems. What I would do is I would target main river creek points and bends in the river, but I wouldn't target super deep bends where, you know, it's a foot off the bank and then it drops into 16 feet of water. You need to find bends in the river that is like 3, 4, 5 feet, or even stretches of the river that has a whole bunch of cypress trees, and throw that up around there. But when you throw it up there, you're going to want to slowly pull it back to you, okay? Once you cast it to that target location, pull it 1, 2, 3, 4 feet off that target location and reel it in real quick and make that same cast. Make a cast on that target location multiple times. Work that bank very slow, and you're going to catch more fish, I promise you. And these Gamakatsu hooks, they have not failed me. When I hook a fish with a Gamakatsu hook, guys, I don't know what it is, but they will stay hooked up. They are very sharp, and if you don't get hooked in your finger very often, you don't want to get hooked with a Gamakatsu hook, I promise you, because it's going to be hard to get out. So, tungsten weight, Zoom trick worm, watermelon red, with a Gamakatsu, either 3/0 or 4/0 hook. And guys, I caught my very first personal best on that, which was, I believe it was 4.5 pounds. If you go back and watch my previous video on the Tar River during that tournament, I caught my personal best, okay? That was my first personal best of the season, so I'm happy to give that away. Hopefully you have some luck with it, whoever the lucky winner is. And if you catch fish on it, make a post on my on this same YouTube channel saying, hey, thank you for the baits, and it worked for me, all right? So, tidal river system, it works. Now, during the Tar River, I also had tied on my 2nd favorite way to fish, which is drop shot, all right? I don't know what it is about a drop shot, but just fishing very, very slow when you know you're on the fish, and you get that bite, and then you get another bite, and then you get another bite. There's no feeling like it in the world. So what you want to do is you want to have a green pumpkin or a watermelon red Zoom finesse worm, okay? And what I do is I pair it up with a Gamakatsu. All right, it's an octopus hook. Some people will tell you they love octopus hooks. Some people will say I do not like the octopus hooks, but I'm gonna tell you the reason why I like them. All right, first off, it is a little bit thicker of a wire, so you ain't gonna have to worry about this hook bending out whenever you set the hook. I normally fish anywhere from 8-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon or 12-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon, depending on what body of water. If I'm fishing tidal river systems, normally I'll fish a 12-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon. Fish cannot see fluorocarbon whatsoever. It's invisible to them, so it really doesn't matter if you go up and test. And in tidal river systems, whenever it is murky and that water is stained, 12-pound test, it doesn't matter. But what it's going to help you do is if you get hung up with one of these, you can kind of dislodge it from whatever you get hung up on, because when you're fishing rivers with a drop shot around structure, you're going to get hung up. So don't go buy expensive tungsten, all right? Buy lead drop shot weights, all right? It doesn't matter what brand they are. I use these type of drop shot weights, all right? Also use the teardrop drop shot weights, but normally my teardrop are gonna be the tungsten. I'm gonna use those in lakes. I'm gonna use those in locations that I'm not gonna worry about losing them as often. But use these lead weights. Again, guys, when I fish, normally when I fish drop shot, I am fishing anywhere from 4 or 5 feet of water. So I'm not fishing in very deep, so I don't really need a heavy weight. Again, in this case, smaller is the better. With your drop shot weight, smaller profile. It's not going to give you, it's not going to give your bait away or whatever the case may be. Pair this up with a thicker wire, size 1 Gamakatsu octopus hook. All right, what I normally do is I'll tie these on a drop shot 12 inches to 18 inches above the weight itself, and then either a green pumpkin or a watermelon red zoom finesse worm will do the trick. All right. What I do like to do with these zoom finesse worms is it's kind of a trick, and I'm gonna tell you the trick that I do to this is what I'll do is I'll either hook it just barely through the tip. All right, so that worm is sitting there free flowing in the water as the current moves by. So all you're doing is keeping that line straight, and then occasionally you're going to drag it across the bottom, see what's down there. You actually probably want to feel a little bit of structure, and then you usually get those hits. Or I'll hook it wacky style. Wacky style normally, if they don't want it just straight on there, and the wacky, for some reason, that action of those two ends going up and down will get you a bite. Another thing, what I'll do is I'll take the scissors and I'll make a fine point on the end of these, on the end of the actual finesse worm, and that fine point for some reason will cause a little action like that, and it'll get a hit almost every single time. But again, with a drop shot, it is a target bait. You need to find a target that you want to throw this at. You don't want to just like willy-nilly throw it out there and hope to get a fish. That's not going to work. So you want to use your electronics. If you have side imaging, scan the banks, scan points. Those fish should be holding close to that structure. And if you know how to read your electronics, find those fish. Try throwing other baits at them, like search baits, like a crankbait. Try throwing a spinner bait at them. Try throwing a Texas rig worm at them. So cover all your bases from touching the bottom to mid-water, all the way to the top. If that doesn't work, pick you up a finesse worm, drop shot, throw it in there, hold that line tight, okay? Hey guys, every time it's worked for me, especially main river creek points that are 4 to 5 feet of water. It's caught me fish. I hope it catches you fish. And guys, it's as simple as that. This setup has caught me a lot of fish. If you go back to my New River videos where it says drop shot all day on the New River, fun fishing day 1, fun fishing day 2, this is what I used. All right, I would switch between this color and actually a shad color too. For some reason, when I would switch from this to shad, they would stop hitting the shad color, and then I'd switch to this, and I was catching fish. So that's it. All right, guys. My most watched video up to date is my last tournament video, which was the Po' Boys tournament on the Noosh/Trent River. All right, so I'm gonna thank Jeffrey Davis for this one. So if you haven't seen Jeffrey Davis's channel, go back to Jeffrey Davis's channel on YouTube and go subscribe to his channel, hit like. Jeffrey Davis, I thank you for this tip. But during that late fall to winter transition, those fish on these tidal river systems will start to pull up in creek channels. But what I've noticed is they don't want those really long creeks. They want more of the shallow creeks that are closer to the main river on the Neuse River or any tidal river system that I've fished so far. And it's about maybe a 100-yard stretch where it's a little bit wider of a creek. There is current, but not a lot of current, and those bass are stacked up. And how you know that you're at the right location is when you pull up into this creek mouth, you start running your side sonar, your side imaging, you start running your down imaging, and you see bait fish on that on your electronics. So when you get to those locations, you'll see bait fish, you'll probably see gar, you'll probably see striped bass if you have them, but you know you're in the right location. But what you need to do is you need to go in there and use a search bait to actually locate where those fish are, whether they're sitting a foot off the bank, whether they're sitting two foot off the bank, whether they're sitting 5 feet off the bank, whether they're slap dab middle in the channel, feeding, schooling, whatever the case may be. Luckily in the Po' Boys tournament, what I figured out is when I went up in this creek channel, I discovered that there were bass that was using a search bait. I do not like to throw crankbaits because I get hung up in rivers a lot. I also don't like putting my boat right up on stumps. I don't like putting my boat right on laydowns and stuff because If you never owned a bass boat, it's made out of fiberglass. Fiberglass will actually chip pretty easy whenever the weight of the boat hits up against something, and then you have to do a lot of patches. So I don't like throwing a crankbait, but if I'm gonna throw a crankbait, I'm gonna throw the KVD Strike King, which is this red color. So red and black, match the hatch. So what does it mean by match the hatch in the match the hatch in the wintertime? Is crawfish time. Those bass are feeding more on crawfish than they are shad, okay? So you want more of a crawfish, red, orange color with some type of black on it. I like to go with red eyes instead of white eyes. I don't know what it is, but when I switch from a bait that has red eyes and white eyes, the red eyes every time gets me more bites. And for this particular bait, it dives 3 to 5 feet. So like I said, guys, I fish mostly 6 feet in shallower water, so I don't need a super deep diving crankbait. I would consider this a shallow diving crankbait, but I know there are some shallow diving crankbaits that'll dive 1, 2, 3 feet, but this will dive up to 5 feet. Sometimes you can get it down a little deeper depending on how hard you pull that rod and how hard to crank it. But anyway, guys, this KVD Strike King crankbait caused me to win that Po' Boys tournament. There was only 8 boats. It's just a little tournament, cheap entry fees, but I was invited to join the previous tournament before that on the Neuse River, which was my 3rd ABA. I zeroed, so I was like, hey guys, I gotta go out there and get redemption. It was 42, 45 degrees air temperature that day, and the water was super cold. I got rained on the entire time, and if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it. But the entire time I was throwing this crankbait. I tried other baits, it didn't work. Crankbait, I caught 5 keepers, I caught 2 more keepers, got the coal up, and landed over 12 pounds with this bait. All right, so guys, during that late fall to winter transition, or even into the winter, match the hatch, go with some type of crawfish, color bait, square bill crankbait. Worked for me. I hope it works for you. And lastly, guys, like I said, tackle giveaway. All this tackle is gonna be given to one of my lucky subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, go and subscribe to my channel. All right. So one bait that I really enjoy to throw, and I seem to catch fish here, I seem to catch fish there on it, but I don't seem to catch fish a whole bunch of times. But when I do catch fish on it, I normally catch quality bass. So I've tried many spinner baits, and a lot of spinner baits, I don't know what it is, the way that they're shaped. I just don't know enough about spinner baits. But for some reason, when I go to throw spinner baits on these tidal rivers, either I'm fishing it wrong, or it's the design of the spinner bait doesn't work for my style fishing. And I want a spinner bait that's gonna come over laydowns. It's gonna bump up against logs. I can able to skip it under docks and stuff like that, and I can get those fish to strike. So I've tried multiple. I've tried Strike King, I've tried other brands, and they always get hung up on me. They don't last very long. But one day I picked up one of these War Eagle spinner baits. I'll either go with silver or gold. I haven't noticed a difference with the color as far as like the bites. But lately I've been fishing this white and gold spinner bait, and it's caught me fish. This particular size is a ½ ounce. Normally I'll fish anywhere from 3/8 ounce to ½ ounce. But when I'm fishing the spinner bait, I will attach a Z-Man trailer, all right? And with this razor shad, the reason why I like this razor shad is it adds a little bit larger profile to the back of this spinner bait, and also it's gonna help you get down a little bit deeper in the water, but it's gonna the rate of fall is going to slow down. It's also going to have a nice little swim action to it. Not too much swim action, just enough swim action to get those fish to strike. The razor shad is indestructible, guys. You can take that. You can take this plastic, the Z-Man plastic, and you can stretch it. All right. And I have bought one of these in the last like 5 or 6 months, and I have only used one on the back of the spinner bait. It doesn't come off. Take some glue and super glue it onto, once you put it on there, super glue the tip, and it will stay on there. It will not come off, and you don't have to worry about bass biting it, tearing it up. It's it's indestructible. So guys, spinnerbait goes with it. Z-Man trailer, all right, which is the pearl razor shad. Pair those two up, guys. You will enjoy it. The shape of that razor shad will help you flip under docks. It will help you skip under docks. All right. The first time I tried it, it was night and day difference. This bait is going to be almost impossible for you to skip under docks. You add this to the back of it. I don't know what it does. I think it causes more surface area for it to skip across the water, and it will skip across the water underneath docks wherever you want it. And it also will help you prevent from getting snag on trees and stuff like that, because guys, let's all face it, we all get hung up and we all break off and we all lose a lot of tackle, and then we have to go to Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy or Walmart or whatever the case may be, or Bass Pro Shop, and we got to go spend $5-10 and we'll walk out of there and we spend $100. All right, so we all know when we tell our wives, hey, we're gonna go get some fishing tackle, we know we ain't leaving there with $5 in fishing tackle. We usually leave there with like $50-100 in fishing tackle. So all right, so how to enter this tackle giveaway, guys, is first you need to be a subscriber to my channel. Hit that bell notification. So that's two things. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, because the next video that I dropped, which was my ABA tournament on Sutton Lake, my 4th ever ABA, that is a video worth watching. And in that video, I will announce the winner of the tackle giveaway. So you have to be a subscriber, hit that bell notification so you know when that video drops, and also future content. Also, I need your help getting my channel to my next goal. We reached my previous goal for 2020, which was 100 subscribers. So this is gonna be my 100 subscriber giveaway to one of my lucky subscribers. Goal for 2021 is to reach 1,000 subscribers. And when I reach 1,000 subscribers, if I reach it next month or I reach it at the end of 2021, guys, I will be doing another special giveaway. So stay tuned to 1,000 subscriber giveaway, okay? Right now we're sitting at, I believe, 176 subscribers, so please help me. So down in the description below of this video, it'll be exact details of how to enter this giveaway. So subscribe, hit that bell notification, and go onto any social media platform of your choosing, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, whatever you choose, that's on you. But share your favorite video from my channel and share it on any platform you want to. And just be sure when you share it, you tag RiverBassTv, okay? So when I select a winner, which will be at random, I'll go on there and I will search by hashtag RiverBassTV when you tag my channel, and I'll actually pop up everybody that shared the video, okay? So that winner, I'll verify that that video was shared. But what y'all are doing is y'all are helping me reach that goal of 1,000 subscribers. So guys, I can't appreciate this. I cannot thank you enough for the support you've given me over the last 4 to 6 months. Please stay tuned for future content, and also that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And without further ado, guys, a tackle, $50 a tackle, gonna be given away to one of my lucky subscribers. So stay tuned to my next video, and so stay tuned to my next video, and the winner will be announced in the ABA tournament on Lake Sutton. I will announce the winner, and I also will tag them in the description below of that video. So if you're the lucky winner, reach out to me, direct message me on YouTube, or comment in the videos, or whatever the case may be. I'll get your information and I will mail that out within the next couple of days of you reaching out to me, all right? But direct message me so I can get your information, and I will mail that out to you. Like I said, that's $50 in tackle. So whoever ends up with it, I hope you enjoy it. It worked for me. I hope it works for you. If you fish tidal rivers or you fish any type of stained waters, whether that is lakes, creeks, whatever the case may be, good luck, and I hope you enjoy it. And without further ado, guys, I know you've been looking at the Mega 360 at the back, okay? I had to pull the trigger on 2021 and get me a Mega 360. I actually bought the Mega 360 back in early October of 2020. It came in, but I've been waiting on my bow unit, which was the Humminbird Helix 12 G4N. I figured the new one's coming out. If I'm gonna upgrade, I might as well go big. And I got this Mega 360. I went and took it out on my local river, which is the new river. I got it dialed in. My last video, as you've seen, I caught a couple fish on it, but the purpose of that video was not to, you know, really catch fish. I just wanted to get the Mega 360 dialed in because I wanted to use it in my next video that's going to be released soon, which was the tournament on Sutton Lake. And guys, I'm telling you what, when you watch that video, you're going to understand why I bought the Mega 360. The Mega 360 was a game changer. I could see fish schooling. I could see them moving across the 360. And at first I had no clue what I was looking at. All right, I knew I could see ledges. I knew I could see stumps. I knew I could see laydowns. I could tell the different contours of the water. But when I started seeing a cloud move across that 360 at 65, you know, distance, my casting rings that I had set up, I knew right away that I had a ball of bait fish, I had bass, and I'm not going to tell you what bait I used to catch them because I have a couple more tournaments on Sutton Lake. You'll be able to see somewhat of what I used during that video, but guys, it was a game changer, so stay tuned to that video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy watching my channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Appreciate the support in 2020, and let's have another good year. Here's 2021, guys.